Welcome to Culture Vulture. It is your ultimate alternative weekly entertainment guide. We bring you the best of film, music, and the arts. Our perspective is fresh. Mainstream media often overshadows unique voices and creative expressions. Culture Vulture aims to shine a light on hidden cultural gems that deserve your attention. Each week, we curate a selection of films, music, and events designed to inspire and engage. We celebrate the diverse tapestry of artistic endeavours that shape our world. Highlights this week include: here are 3 films from your list with brief descriptions. The African Queen, 1951, set during World War I. This classic adventure follows a rough-and-tumble boat captain and a prim missionary as they embark on a daring journey down a treacherous river in Africa. Love, Simon, 2018. In this heartfelt coming-of-age story, a high school student grapples with his identity and the challenges of coming out while navigating friendships, family, and a secret online romance. And Groundhog Day, 1993. In this beloved comedy, a cynical weatherman finds himself reliving the same day over and over again, prompting a journey of self-discovery and personal growth in a small Pennsylvania town.
Saturday, the 2nd of November 2024. The African Queen, 1951, BBC 2 p.m. The African Queen may seem like a straightforward adventure story on the African rivers. However, it offers a more complex commentary on imperialism and human resilience. Yet, beneath its 1950s cinematic style, it delivers a more complex commentary on imperialism and human resilience. The film is set during World War I. It opens with Rose, Katharine Hepburn, and Charlie, Humphrey Bogart, embarking on an unlikely journey. Their goal is to escape their circumstances. This journey reveals the unspoken power dynamics between two cultures forced together under European dominance. Rose is a devout missionary. Charlie is a rough, somewhat cynical captain. They begin their journey from a place of deep cultural divide. As they work together, however, they develop mutual respect and a personal understanding that challenges their prejudices. Through their hazardous voyage, the film critiques the ideological limits imposed by their backgrounds. They shed these in their quest for survival and purpose. This suggests a fragile yet hopeful view of human connection. That was then, this is now. The Cure, 1988, BBC 2 11:10 p.m. This retrospective concert by The Cure captures the melancholic power of 1980s post-punk music. It serves as a voice for a lost and disenchanted generation. The introspective lyrics and haunting melodies of The Cure speak to an era plagued by cold wars. They also address societal unrest and the alienation of modernity. The performance represents a generation seeking connection in an age dominated by conformity. Frontman Robert Smith embodies a rejection of polished ideals. For viewers today, the concert may resonate as both a nostalgia piece and a mirror to current social unrest. It shows how art can become an enduring outlet for collective anxieties, longing, and self-expression that transcends time. The Cure at Glastonbury 2019 BBC 2 11:45 p.m. The 2019 Glastonbury performance by The Cure stands as a triumphant testament to their music's longevity. It shows the relevance of their music. Each song echoes the timeless despair, love, and hope that have marked the band's career. The songs offer a cathartic release for the audience. Robert Smith delivers emotions that amplify introspective themes. These themes are universal themes of loss, love, and searching for purpose. They show the band's ability to connect across generations. For viewers, this performance transcends music. It reminds us of the power of art to heal, protest, and unify. This happens even in the face of a world that often feels fractured and unrelenting. Memoria, 2021, C4 1:35 p.m. Apichatpong Weresethicals_Memoria is a profound exploration of the intersection between memory, trauma, and identity. Tilda Swinton's character, Jessica, experiences an inexplicable sound that haunts her, symbolizing a collective, buried pain that defies language. The film challenges viewers to sit in the discomfort of the unknown. It reflects how our shared and individual experiences shape our reality. These experiences often distort it. Jessica's journey in Colombia reveals the inescapable echoes of past violence. Her experience uncovers unspoken histories. It serves as a reminder of the invisible scars carried by people and land alike. Whereas Ethical's slow, meditative storytelling encourages an awareness of the unseen forces within us. It poses questions about the stories we carry and the ones we suppress. It evokes empathy and urges a re-evaluation of our perception of reality itself.
Sunday, the 3rd of November, 2024. Love, Simon, 2018, film for 1 a.m. Love, Simon brings the modern coming-of-age story into the spotlight. It does so with refreshing honesty. The film also employs humor and compassion. The film follows Simon, a gay teenager navigating the complexities of identity in a society still hesitant to embrace difference. His journey is set against the backdrop of high school. It resonates universally as he grapples with self-acceptance. He also finds the courage to reveal his true self. The film treats its subject matter with warmth. It portrays Simon's struggles. This portrayal sheds light on the often hidden challenges of LGBTQ+ youth. The friendships, family dynamics, and social expectations Simon contends with demonstrate the importance of genuine acceptance. Such acceptance, not mere tolerance, is essential for human dignity.
Monday, the 4th of November 2024. Panorama, the Chris Kobos shooting, BBC 1:08 p.m. This Panorama episode delves into the tragic Chris Kobos shooting. It serves as a harrowing reminder of the injustices faced by marginalized communities in the face of law enforcement. The program explores the circumstances surrounding Kobos' death. It provides a lens into systemic biases. It also shows the ripple effects of one young man's life cut short. Through interviews and investigative reporting, the program offers a raw look at the impact on Kobos' family and community. Panorama sheds light on the pain that surfaces when communities feel targeted and voiceless. This episode reflects society's struggle with accountability. It urges viewers to question the structures of authority. Reforms are urgently needed to promote safety and respect for all individuals. This is especially vital for those consistently on society's fringes. Gunpowder Siege Sky History Showcase 9 p.m. Gunpowder Siege retells Guy Fawkes' plot and capture. It blends a historical narrative with modern undertones of resistance against oppressive rule. The story of Fawkes and his co-conspirators is rooted in the politics of the 1600s. It speaks to contemporary frustrations with governments perceived as corrupt or out of touch. This documentary goes beyond recounting history. It poses questions about loyalty and dissent. It also questions the lengths individuals go to in pursuit of justice, however subjective. The film shows both sides of Fawkes' motivation. It highlights the zealotry of his cause. It also highlights the tyrannical nature of his target. Gunpowder Siege invites viewers to consider the complexities of activism and the gray areas of rebellion. These themes are relevant in a world still rife with political unrest and demands for accountability. Tuesday, the 5th of November 2024. Backdraft, 1991, Legend 9 p.m. Backdraft follows firefighters who risk their lives in dangerous situations. The film provides a compelling portrait of bravery and sacrifice amid institutional decay. While showcasing the heroism involved in fighting fires, the film also reveals the system's cracks. It highlights issues of nepotism, corruption, and fractured relationships. The characters face personal turmoil. They balance public duty with private struggles. These challenges threaten their lives as much as the fires they battle. Through this lens, Backdraft becomes more than a story of firefighters. It subtly critiques the burdens that communities place on their protectors. It discusses the toll on those who risk everything without adequate support or recognition. This makes us question the cost of valor when it comes without fair compensation or reform. Black 47, 2018, film 4:12:20 a.m. Set during Ireland's Great Famine, Black 47 portrays the desperate plight of the Irish people. Political indifference and economic exploitation drive them to ruin. The protagonist, Feeney, returns from war. He finds his family destroyed by hunger. The brutal hand of British authority plays a part in this destruction. This catalyzes a personal crusade for justice. As he travels through famine-ridden Ireland, he reveals the inhumanity imposed by an occupying force. The journey shows a harrowing landscape destroyed by starvation and oppression. Black 47 prompts reflection on colonialism's devastation. It brings into focus historical echoes still present in post-colonial society's struggles today. It reminds viewers of resilience in the face of systemic cruelty.
Wednesday, the 6th of November, 2024. Groundhog Day, 1993, film for 9 p.m. Groundhog Day might seem at first like a simple romantic comedy with a clever premise. However, it's a film of surprising depth. It is also one of my absolute favorites. The story centers on Phil Connors, a cynical, self-absorbed weatherman. His arrogant worldview is profoundly challenged. He finds himself trapped, reliving February 2nd over and over in the small town of Punxsutawney. It's as though the universe itself intervenes and presents Phil with a strange scenario. It forces him to confront his own behaviors and motivations. He also faces his attitude toward the people around him. This narrative structure feels almost mythological. It is a test of character. Phil must uncover the true purpose of his strange journey. As Phil's initial frustration grows, the film cleverly raises the question: is he condemned to relive this day forever? Or is there a purpose to this repetition? Phil tries everything to break the loop. He selfishly exploits the day's repetition and even despairs. However, we see his growth only when he begins to look outside of himself. He learns piano, connects with others, and gradually moves from self-interest to selflessness. This transformation suggests that perhaps he's not simply waiting for an arbitrary escape. Instead, he is discovering a path to personal fulfillment and understanding. Could it be that the loop will end only when he's become the best version of himself? A big part of the film's magic lies in Bill Murray's unforgettable performance. His deadpan humor adds an element of honesty. This makes Phil's journey feel real. Murray's impeccable timing brings both the humor and frustration to life. His nuanced portrayal shows each step of Phil's reluctant transformation. It feels effortless but is deceptively complex. His character changes from petty and irritable to reflective and kind-hearted. Murray's ability to make Phil likable, without ignoring his flaws, grounds the film's more surreal elements. This keeps the story's moral lessons from feeling forced. For a film that's so funny and entertaining, Groundhog Day raises some deeply philosophical questions. It cleverly addresses issues of purpose and routine. It also explores the search for happiness. All of this is wrapped in the guise of a romantic comedy. Phil's transformation is slow and messy, mirroring real-life change more authentically than most Hollywood arcs. The film doesn't preach. Instead, it gently nudges us to consider our own routines and behaviors. It encourages us to contemplate breaking free from our own cycles. We can do this by connecting more meaningfully with others. In the end, Groundhog Day makes us ask an important question. Can true happiness come only when we focus on being kinder, more patient, and more empathetic? Is it possible within the limited time we have? Ultimately, Groundhog Day remains timeless because it speaks to our universal need for growth and connection. It's not just Phil's story, but ours too. It reminds us that even in the smallest interactions, there is room for change. Our everyday choices can lead us closer to becoming who we want to be. Phil's journey is extreme. However, it reflects how we might all be trapped by habits, perspectives, and routines. We remain trapped until we learn to break free by looking beyond ourselves. Lucan, 1 of 3, BBC 2 9 p.m. This dramatic retelling of Lord Lucan's life explores his mysterious disappearance. It delves into the tumultuous world of privilege, power, and isolation. Lucan, a nobleman, is suspected of murder. He becomes a figure of societal excess gone astray. This illustrates how wealth and power can disconnect individuals from the realities others face daily. The series portrays Lucan as a man emboldened by his position, ultimately leading him to ruin. It critiques the false security of privilege, where societal rank isolates rather than insulates, resulting in an inevitable moral decay. Through Lucan's downfall, the series subtly raises questions about justice and reputation. It also questions the societal costs of unchecked entitlement. These themes remain as relevant today as ever.
Thursday, the 7th of November 2024. The Day of the Jackal Sky Atlantic Showcase 9 p.m. The Day of the Jackal was first adapted in 1973 from Frederick Forsyth's novel. It has been reimagined in a new 2024 version. The original stars Edward Fox as the elusive assassin, the Jackal, tasked with assassinating French President Charles de Gaulle. Fox's portrayal of the Jackal is chilling in its precision. His restraint creates a character who is calculating and enigmatic. The 2024 remake, by contrast, casts Eddie Redmayne in the role. He delivers a more layered interpretation of the Jackal. This interpretation is more personal. Pettifer's assassin has a backstory, adding emotional depth to his character. While this adds a contemporary flavor, it risks sacrificing the stark, almost clinical mystery that made Fox's portrayal so iconic. In terms of tone, the 1973 original is a masterclass in slow-burn tension. It offers a meticulously paced, almost documentary-style look at the Jackal's methodical preparation. Director Fred Zinnemann's approach invites the audience to observe the assassin's every calculated move, letting suspense build with minimal exposition. By contrast, the 2024 remake is more action-driven. It utilizes faster cuts, expanded chase sequences, and modern tech espionage. It trades in some of the original's steady pacing for energy and spectacle. This shift, while engaging, can feel more like a traditional thriller, contrasting with the original's unique and restrained atmosphere. Both approaches offer something intriguing, and culture vultures would do well to watch both to decide which execution resonates most. The portrayal of Deputy Commissioner Claude Lebel is also different in the two versions. He is the relentless lawman tasked with tracking down the Jackal. Michel Lonsdale's Lebel in the 1973 film is quiet, methodical, and almost invisible. This portrayal contrasts sharply with the more theatrical, high-stakes depiction in 2024. In this version, Lashana Lynch steps into the role of Hunter alongside a name switch. As Bianca, Lashana Lynch brings intensity and gravitas. She embodies a man who battles the Jackal and contends with political interference. She also deals with ethical compromises within her agency. The difference between Lonsdale's understated, almost weary Lebel and Lynch's more dynamic character Bianca is striking. It highlights the changing tone and expectations in thriller cinema over the past 50 years. Another notable distinction lies in how each film handles the political backdrop. The original presents the Jackal's mission with stark neutrality. It allows viewers to interpret the ethics on their own terms. The 2024 version leans further into the moral complexities of his mission. It explores the motivations behind it. This newer interpretation includes an expanded backstory for the assassin. It addresses his ideological motives. It also hints at a broken past. These elements lend a political edge that may feel timely but detract from the unembellished tension that defined the original. Both versions engage with the ethical quandaries of political assassinations. One version takes a minimalist approach. The other makes its critique more explicit. Ultimately, both adaptations have their own merits. The 1973 film stands as a classic of minimalist suspense. It relies on quiet precision and tension. The 2024 remake updates the story with modern elements and character depth. Those who appreciate understated suspense may prefer Edward Fox's The Day of the Jackal. This version is also ideal for fans of sparse dialogue. It lets its audience fill in the gaps. On the other hand, those who like character-driven action may find the new version more compelling. They may also prefer a more contemporary lens. True culture vultures must watch both versions. This leaves it up to the viewer to decide which is the ultimate Jackal. Road to Perdition, 2002, ITV 1:10:45 p.m. Road to Perdition presents the haunting story of a father and son. They are entangled in the violent web of organized crime. The story is set against the backdrop of America's Great Depression. Michael Sullivan is a hitman who was betrayed by his own criminal family. He seeks vengeance and protects his son. This reveals the tragic entanglements of loyalty, loss, and betrayal. The bleak landscapes and moral dilemmas faced by Sullivan show how violence is cyclical. They suggest that cycles of vengeance are often inherited, not chosen. Through its tragic arc, the film questions the extent to which fate is dictated by one's surroundings. It paints a portrait of individuals trapped by both circumstance and choice.
Friday, the 8th of November, 2024. Boss Level, 2020, film for 9 p.m. On the surface, Boss Level presents itself as an explosive, action-packed thrill ride. It blends dark humor with high-octane scenes. Retired soldier Roy Pulver, played by Frank Grillo, finds himself trapped in a time loop. Each day, he starts by evading assassins. He maneuvers through countless dangers. At the same time, he tries to piece together why he's reliving the same day. The story could easily stay in the realm of video game-inspired action. However, it ultimately has a deeper narrative core. This core examines Roy's inner journey and the psychological effects of being trapped by both literal and metaphorical cycles. Each loop reveals something new about his character. It uncovers his motivations. This invites viewers to question how much of their own lives may be defined by repeated patterns. It also makes them consider unresolved regrets. What sets Boss Level apart is the central role of technology. Governmental influence also plays a part in Roy's entrapment within his violent day. Roy's predicament isn't a mysterious curse or inexplicable phenomenon. Instead, it's rooted in a secret government project gone wrong. This links his loop directly to a powerful, sinister organization led by Dr. Clive Venter, Mel Gibson. This plot choice subtly critiques the reach and ethical dangers of unchecked technological power, especially when weaponized by private interests. Venter's motivations show how he misuses technology to manipulate time. This misuse reflects the potential risks of scientific advancement. These risks arise when it prioritizes profit or control over public safety. Roy's plight, though framed as science fiction, echoes real-world concerns about surveillance and technology used without transparency or accountability. While Roy's primary goal is survival, Boss Level also explores how his loop forces him into self-examination. This is especially true regarding his relationship with his estranged family. Roy's repeated day reveals unresolved guilt. This is particularly true concerning his young son. It also relates to his relationship with Gemma, his ex-partner. Each reset offers him the chance to confront the emotional wounds he's buried under his tough exterior. The film's action-oriented facade doubles as a journey toward personal growth. It illustrates that sometimes, the boss battles we face are our own inner demons. In this way, the film suggests that even amidst chaos and violence, there is an opportunity for redemption. It offers a pursuit of what truly matters, human connection and self-understanding. The social aspect of Roy's time loop highlights the isolating effects of modern life. People often feel trapped in monotonous cycles. These cycles are dictated by routines, obligations, or failures. Roy fights continuously for survival within a single day. This can be seen as a metaphor for the repetitive nature of contemporary existence. It symbolizes the sometimes overwhelming aspects of modern life. The film shows his repeated encounters. He meets the same adversaries. He faces identical situations and struggles with predictable challenges. This echoes the fatigue many experience in their day-to-day lives. Roy faces each loop with renewed determination. He discovers his power to break free from his own destructive patterns. This represents the potential for transformation even within constraints. Boss Level is more than a mindless action flick. It juxtaposes fast-paced, game-like sequences with a thoughtful undercurrent about technology's potential dangers. It explores the power of self-reflection and the possibility of breaking free from cycles that seem insurmountable. Through Roy's journey, the film suggests real strength. It isn't just about survival or physical skill. It involves the willingness to confront one's past and make meaningful changes. For a story rooted in action and dark humor, Boss Level raises surprising questions. It explores agency and choice. It also examines how our lives can change when we look beyond the immediate chaos. Seeking a deeper purpose can transform our experiences.
And finally, streaming. Walter presents Syndrome E is a dark and layered French thriller series. All 6 episodes are available on Channel 4 streaming from Friday the 8th of November. This psychological crime series is based on Frank Thillier's novel. It follows detectives Lucy Hennibel and Frank Charcot. They delve into a series of eerie and violent cases. These cases are linked to a mysterious neurological condition known as Syndrome E. The story quickly moves beyond a standard procedural. It explores the ethical and societal dilemmas posed by scientific experimentation. The plot also examines the psychological effects of trauma and violence. The central mystery, rooted in Syndrome E, delves into the ethical gray areas of scientific advancement. It explores how manipulation of the mind becomes a weapon and also a subject of inquiry. Hennibel and Charcot's investigation connects this syndrome to disturbing crimes. It raises questions about the lengths institutions will go to in the name of progress. The series critiques the misuse of neuroscience in both governmental and corporate spheres. It subtly reminds viewers of the human consequences when technological advancements prioritize control and power over ethical considerations. Frank Charcot's character, deeply scarred by personal tragedy, becomes a focal point for exploring trauma's lasting impacts. His journey with Hennibel shows that healing from violence is both complex and unending. This journey shapes the series into more than just a crime thriller. Charcot's internal struggles reflect the show's broader themes. They suggest that the scars of violence affect not only victims. They also impact those who must confront and understand it. This adds depth. The transformation turns Syndrome E into a study of resilience. It examines the psychological weight of survival in a world increasingly shaped by hidden agendas. Social themes interweave throughout the storyline, critiquing how institutions often neglect ethical considerations in their pursuit of progress. Hennibel and Charcot follow clues that implicate larger societal forces. Syndrome E implicitly questions the far-reaching influence of science in shaping lives. This often comes at the cost of transparency and human welfare. This undercurrent serves as a reminder of the need for ethical checks within powerful institutions. It places the detectives at odds with a system that disregards personal cost. Walter presents Syndrome E stands out for its unique blend of horror, suspense, and philosophical questions. It creates a suspenseful narrative. This makes it both a gripping mystery and a critique of society's unchecked embrace of scientific advances. For viewers who like thought-provoking thrillers, Syndrome E explores the human mind. It shows how ethical boundaries are constantly tested by modern science.